We're here today with Carrie, admissions counselor for Elmhurst University. Thank you so much for being here and for adding value to international students.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So, um, when did the program, the Esports program, start in Elmhurst?
It started actually as a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Club back in
Mhm.
2016 or 2017. So it was a small group of people that came together to play the game that they were very passionate about. Eventually, that became more and more competitive. And then around 2020, there was interest in starting other competitive rosters for other games. And now, August of 2023, we have 6 competitive rosters where we compete in a multitude of different ways. We have over 200 members. Of that 200, some are casual, some are competitive. And we officially became the esports organization around 2020, 2021 as well.
Okay, and what do you fall under? Is it student life, or under what department do you fall under?
Yes.
And why? And why? What is the reason behind it?
Mhm. It is a club, it is an organization, so it does fall under the Office of Student Involvement or Student Life. So they are in charge of the organization as a whole, any budget, anything of that nature. And it is a student organization, despite its competitive nature. It's a student organization because we encourage any student interested to join, whether it's they are a part of our Discord server that we have online. As I mentioned, we have over 200, maybe even 215 members on that server now, or joining us in the on-campus gaming lab that we have. It is meant to be a safe and friendly space for people to join, be a part of, but of course there is that competitive nature as well if you want to be a part of that.
That's great. That's great. And can you talk about that's basically what the students are most
Mhm.
interested? Like, what are the facilities that you guys have like currently?
Yes, so currently we have an on campus gaming lab that is primarily used by the esports organization, specifically the
Mhm.
competitive teams that we have. We have 6 teams for Valorant, Overwatch 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Apex Legends, League of Legends, and Rocket League. However, any student can get in there and utilize the resources. We have currently 12 PCs, all with the proper equipment, headset, keyboard, mouse, etc. We have 3 Nintendo Switches, and we do have a donated Xbox at the moment that students can utilize as well. Upgrades are expected to be made to the lab soon. We might go in and update some of the equipment that we have in there because the PCs are currently about 3 or 4 years old, so they're reaching the end of their shelf life. So some upgrades are in the works as well.
Great. And apart from like players, do you
Mhm.
also offer like coaching positions, or
Mhm.
like students to get into graphic design, content creation, or broadcasting? What is your approach on that?
That's a great question because it really is sort of up to the student. We have a couple of ways the student can get involved in that way. You can either join we have leadership positions available where you could join this organization's executive board, serve as the president, a vice president. We have social media. We have our Twitch channel, a Twitter, Instagram, I believe. So students can get involved in graphic design in that way because we do market events and competitive events as well. For example, our Super Smash Bros. Team does a competitive Smash event series every season, and we have students design marketing pieces for that. As for the coaching and captain roles, they are currently unpaid by the university, but we do have students that are interested step up and they might serve as the leader of a particular competitive team. Um, and they will essentially just be the guide, help with practices, help with competitive matches. And some of our competitive teams may have one captain or coach, some of them may have multiple. And we also have alumni that stay connected with us and coach even from wherever it is that they headed after Elmhurst, their time at Elmhurst. Some of them are working still in higher education as esports liaisons at other universities, and some of
Mhm.
them are in grad school, but they continue to stay connected with our organization.
That's great. Because I, I was gonna ask you, what is the ratio? approx of like students that are interested in following like paths in the esports industry, and what is the other percentage of like students that just use it to build a portfolio and skills,
Yeah.
In order to.
Yeah, I think the world of esports here is still so sort of new. There have been a few institutions, specifically in the Chicagoland area, that have adopted esports programs into their academia, their curriculum. So there is interest. Like I'd say of the 200 current members of the organization, there's a good 20 to 30 that are interested in pursuing esports in their professional careers. A few selected them, like the previous president, I know he is working at another college, just received a position and will be working in esports at this other institution, but he is continuing to stay connected with our esports organization. So there is that ability to build a portfolio, to build experience, whether the student is going to stay specifically in the esports realm of things, or if they're going to even continue on into the computer science, graphic design realms as well.
That's great. That's great. And inside the university, are you considering in a near future involving esports into academics, like as a certificate, maybe minor, maybe I don't know, master's, or maybe just incorporate it into classes in I don't know, sports management or business or communications? Would that be an option, or it's very far from?
There are no current plans, but we are constantly evolving. I mean, just 3 years ago, we were still Elmhurst College, and now we're Elmhurst University. And we've been adding on programs. We've been fine-tuning our programs. So I can't say it's, far away that we may add that sort of program. It may not specifically be esports, but it might be a program having to do with like maybe esports management. Currently in our Department of Computer Science and Information Systems, we have 4 programs. We have cybersecurity, information systems, computer science, as well as gaming and computer entertainment technology. So that sort of does align with the esports management realm. But is there plans to make a specific esports program or major? Not yet.
Yeah. And this is more focused on like parents, but like, how do you talk to parents and like to see like the value that their kid is gonna have in the esport program? Like, what do you focus on more, like in the esport program that that the student will develop? Is it more you focus on more in competition, more in the non-gaming aspects they can get on entertainment? Like, what is how do you talk to parents when you are
I focus on the experience aspect and the capacity to grow, because of course with our esports organization there is that competitive nature if you choose to be a part of it, and you're going to grow from that. Of course you're going to boost your skills, you're going to learn, you're going to work with a team and learn about team building and just how to work with people. But there also is that capacity to grow if you do get involved in a leadership position or helping with the social media pages or just the infrastructure of the organization in general. So you can learn not only about maybe the particular game that you're a part of, but there is that ability to grow and gain that really important experience that you kind of, in my opinion, need before entering the real world, the professional world. And that's something that the university does in general as well. We're big on student involvement, pre-professional experience. So getting an internship in before you graduate, or a research seminar, or working on campus or off campus. We're very big on students getting experience before they ever set foot like off our campus.
That's great. And that experience, does it include like in the esports industry or like in general? Like, how does Elmhurst like make sure that the students can have also internships like outside of the university?
It could be in esports. That's really, again, sort of up to the student. What we do here is we have a couple of different ways the students can network and find opportunities. First way is the Wien Center of Professional Excellence. This is located in our library on campus in the basement, but essentially they serve as a bunch of different things: a career center, a support center. They house our study abroad offices for students interested, domestic students interested in getting off campus and out in the world, can talk with them. In terms of the pre-professional development aspect, they allow students to chat with them about networking, and they help students connect with different internship or pre-professional development experiences that might be out there. So that is a specific office designated to help students with that. And could they find an esports opportunity? For sure. They may also find opportunities, depending on the student's major, that may align more academically with what they're hoping to do, be it business, health, education, etc. The second thing is that we do make accounts for students to work with both LinkedIn as well as LinkedIn Learning as well as Handshake, and these are also ways that students can online search for different internships and opportunities that might be available to them. They can put in like a specific location or type of internship or type of job and sort of connect with people that way as well.
That's great. And currently, is the program open, or does it do like strategic collaborations or partnerships, like for the students, like for example, to get material or like opportunities like internships or like workshops? Like, do you guys focus on that, or are you thinking of focusing on that, like for the Esports program?
Yeah, no, we definitely like to connect students with internship opportunities specifically. In fact, for example, our business department, our School of Business, we require business students to have an internship before they graduate.
Okay, perfect. But what I was asking is like, are you guys like looking for partnerships within the esports program, like for example, to get, I don't know, peripherals or monitors, or like what can the what do the students have access to, basically, or what can you provide students that come to your university, basically, like esports wise in the program?
Oh, well, we do have like specific connections with external companies and organizations in terms of like getting students out there and getting these pre-professional experiences. When it comes specifically to esports, we have connections with the National Association for Collegiate Esports. That's the league that we use to compete. Our Valorant and Rocket League teams are actually competing with NAS or NACE, however you may want to say it, this fall. Our Valorant team competed with them last spring. I specifically have had talks with ECAC as well, which is Esports Collegiate Associate. I think Esports. I can't remember what it stands for, but ECAC. So we do have connections with several organizations on the esports realm of things. And if students, that's just for the competitive nature of the organization, but students can also get connected with them as well in terms of the professional sphere as well.
That's great. And a day-to-day of a student player, how would it look like, both balancing the academics and esports?
So depends if they're a competitive player. It depends on what team that they're on. For example, our Super Smash Bros. Ultimate team will practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11:30 to 12:30. Otherwise, day to day, a student can expect to, like, other than the practices, a student can expect to attend class, be a part of any other organizations that they may join. And then typically on Saturdays, that's when we'll have like our bash series. That's when there will be like the actual competition events and matches. So being an esports player is anywhere from a 4 to 6 hour commitment weekly, in addition to your coursework, in addition to if you have a job on campus, in addition if you're involved in any other student organizations and also just life things in general. But we do say it's about a 4 to 6 hour commitment each week for whatever team that you may be on.
That's great. And what would be like your objective for this coming year as a program?
Our objective, I think, is just to remain a vital and present organization on campus. We really want to get as many people involved and interested in our group as possible. up until this point, our first day of class was just actually yesterday. So throughout the summer and the end of the school year last year, we were really focusing on recruiting competitive players, I'd say. Now we focus on student recognition in a sense, and also encouraging students to step up and be leaders in our organization as well, so that we can continue to provide, vibrant and interesting programming. So like, getting people involved with perhaps like watching some of our competitive matches. We'd love to live stream them in what we call the basement of our student center. It's called the Roost because we're the Blue Jays, so it's kind of the Roost. We would like to live stream some of our matches so that students can watch. We'd love to hold, like during the World Cup a couple of years ago, the Men's World Cup, we held a FIFA tournament so that any student, even if they're not involved in the esports organization, could get involved and just enjoy gaming. So that's something I think that we're really focusing on this year, is just involvement, and then also encouraging our current members to step up and be leaders and get that very valuable experience. So I'd say those are the two focuses.
That's great. That's great.
And of
That's
course,
very,
winning.
Yeah, winning. But it's very like the students are like in a safe environment to like experiment, to execute, to get those leadership skills. For the career. I think it's like college should be that. Like a safe space to like start to developing the skills. And I think your Esports program for sure has that, and hopefully more will in the future. But like. Harry, thank you so much for your time, and for sure we'll keep in touch.
Awesome.